Welcome to your first training session. It's great that you've taken the step to developing your game. To get the most out of this training session, it'd be great if you could watch the tutorial titled The Most Important Skill in Table Tennis. To start off with, let's just get familiar with the bat and the ball. You can do that by starting to do some tapping on the bat, just on one side. To start off with, this might be quite difficult, and you might find that you're hitting the ball quite high and end up chasing the ball all over the room. That's okay. If you spend a little bit of time starting to get that ball under control. Once you feel comfortable bouncing the ball on one side, you can try tapping it on both sides. Pancakes. So one on the red side, one on the black side. Turning it over. If that's too easy, and it's clearly too easy for Jeff, we're going to challenge him by getting him to bounce once on there and once on the edge. So 1, 2. Well done.
Oh!
That's my catch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Again, if that's too easy, let's do 3 points. So we're going to do one side, edge, backside, edge. One side, edge, backside, edge. One side, edge, backside. Now, you will find that the ball will start to fly everywhere once you start to challenge yourself with these activities. Once you feel comfortable there, we're going to progress. Now, we're going to start to use our legs. So we're going to do a bounce here and a bounce under your leg. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent.
That's difficult. If you haven't done that before, that's really hard.
Keep going. Try to get as comfortable as you can. And if that gets too easy, we're going to try it under the other leg. All right, let's progress. Jeff's finding this too easy. We're going to combine the legs. So once under this leg, once under that leg. Whoa!
What?
Here we go, here we go. Once. Keep going, Jeff. Well done. Great. Now we're going to progress it further. So again, once you're comfortable, we're going to try and do the spin and catch. So we're going to go up, spin around, and then catch it again. Well done. Whoa, got it. All right, our next idea is to bounce it here, and then we're going to see if we can go behind. Well done. So as you can see, as you're progressing through, you're developing your coordination skills and just the feel of how hard you need to tap the ball with your bat. Make sure you keep progressing yourself through the activities so that you find an activity that is challenging for you. Don't spend too much time on just one side if you find that easy within 30 seconds. Progress quickly and see if you can find an activity that will really challenge you. If you're after some extra activities, try the roll. Or the table tapper. We're going to go through some on-table activities. They start with the very simple. If you are already competent, then you can skip these steps. But if you're also teaching beginners, you might find these activities useful. At the very base level, what we're going to do is rolling the ball across the table. So just keeping the ball rolling as quietly as you can to start off with. So that means that we're going to get a noisy ball. We want to try and keep the ball as quiet as we can. This will help you to develop control of the ball. Initially, you'll find that it's easier to hit it with your backhand side. But what I want you to do is now start to utilise both the forehand and the backhand side. So we're going to progress to alternating one with the forehand and one with the backhand. And as you get better, we're going to start to speed it up, but still trying to keep the ball as quiet as you can. You'll notice while doing this activity that you'll start to develop your grip. You'll start to get your grip into a nice familiar position that you can utilise on both sides. If you have an awkward grip of a backhand grip or a forehand grip, you're going to find that switching between the two will be quite difficult. So as you're doing this switching activity, see if you can find a grip that is comfortable for both sides. Now we can progress to some bouncing. So I'm going to put my bat on the table and I'm going to bounce the ball across the table to Jeff. I'm going to bounce it twice and then Jeff's going to tap it back to me. This makes it very simple and easy for Jeff to be able to control that ball back to me. So we're just looking for nice, soft control. You can see now Jeff is changing between the forehand side and the backhand side. So Jeff's looking really comfortable there. We're going to progress it. So now we're going to tap the ball back and forward to each other. You'll notice we've started these activities going across the table. The reason that we're doing this is one, there's no net in the way, and two, it's a shorter distance. You might think, shorter distance, isn't that going to be more difficult? It actually makes it a little bit easier because your target is closer to you. And it also takes out the temptation to try to whack the ball because you need to tap the ball and control the ball softly to keep the ball on the table. We're now going to work the length of the table. Now, if you already know how to serve, then you can start with a serve. Otherwise, just tap the ball into play and work on your consistency. So we're going to start by just tapping the ball the length of the table now and across the net. You can use either your backhand or your forehand side, but just controlling the ball, trying to get as consistent as you can with your hitting. Initially, we're going to keep that ball really slow and give yourself plenty of margin for error over the net by tapping it high. As you progress, you can start to get a little bit faster, you can start to get a little bit lower over the net as well. But the main aim of today's training session is to develop your consistency and your control. As we've been developing our consistency today, I want you to also think about how you're holding the bat. So remember when we started to do the rolling and we were doing one on the backhand and one on the forehand side, we were starting to feel a nice comfortable position of your hand with the bat. As you develop, the easiest shake hand grip that you can use is to have your thumb on one side, your pointer finger across the other side, but also just make sure that that bat is in a nice line with your arm. So you don't want it out that way or that way too far. Either way will make it easier for one side, but more difficult for the other side when you're playing forehands and backhands. So let's develop a nice neutral grip that feels comfortable in your hand. We're going to finish the session with some consistency games.
Games, I love games.
I knew you would, Jeff. So the first game is a cooperative game between Jeff and I. This could be difficult. We're going to see how many hits we can do in a row without making a mistake. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, well, come on now.
6 that time. We're going to get better. So we're going to keep working and see if we can improve that number. The next game we're going to play is a competitive game.
Ooh, so I'm going to beat you.
No. What we're going to do is we've put some targets on the table. I've put some A4 sheets of paper, one on each side, and we're going to see who can hit that target the most times. Let's go. Whoa. Oh. No good.
Yes.
That's 1 to Jeff. You can play this game up to 11 if you like, or you might want to put a time limit on it. So have a 2-minute game and see who is the winner after 2 minutes. As you start to get better, you might want to put smaller targets on the table.
Oh.
He hits it pretty easily. Now, that one was a bit easy for Jeff, so now we're going to choose the position that I'm going to put my target in for Jeff to hit. Now let's see how good he is. I'm going to have to get a smaller target. In this session, we've been through some simple ideas that can introduce you to hitting the ball, both off the table with our bat ball skills, and then on the table with some rolling, bouncing and tapping, and then extending yourself to hitting across the net. And then we finished up with some consistency games. By having a focus to your training, you'll find that you'll start to improve your skills faster. We look forward to seeing you for our next tutorial on serving and rules.